Alright, and welcome to a game of $1 challenge standard, and what that means is every card in here has to be under $1 according to a list that is updated once a month. So here I'm playing my burn deck. I have all three colors of land, as well as some burn spells, so I'm going to go ahead and keep this. In my experience in this format, you definitely need a sweeper, and this is really the only sweeper that affects everything you can get up to any size creature with. The one thing to note about the $1 challenge is that it ignores lands, so you can play expensive lands if you want. Alright, that makes things a little bit awkward. That's a very big creature to play this early, especially for a burn deck. I'm going to need to draw something to remove it, obviously. Unfortunately, I don't think there's much I can do against that. That's a very 8/8 trample on turn 5 when I have nothing at this point is going to make things very difficult. I honestly can't think of a way I'm going to be able to beat that. But for right now, we will play and see what we can draw. He's just 3 turns away from killing me with it anyway, so we'll see what happens. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and concede here. There's no way I'm gonna be able to destroy an 8/8 trampler. So against the deck he's playing, I mean, from what little I saw of it, I probably would just like. And you really need to stop the life gain, so I might side in Slaughter Games just for Unflinching Courage. Another option here is Pack Rat, just as it's a large creature that's very difficult to deal with. Or, well, it becomes nearly impossible to deal with, especially in this format where there's no Supreme Verdict or Detention Sphere. Both are more than $1, so neither of them are in the format. So I think I will side in both of those. I'm guessing that Brimstone Volley against him is going to be way too slow. I did see the Pilgrim, so I do want to keep in the Rolling Trembler just as a way to sweep if he puts on a bunch of mana guys to start the game. I'll probably take out the Archwing Dragon here. We'll probably go with just that. I don't think the Slaughter Games actually is going to be worth it for Unflinching Courage. It's a turn 4 play against a turn 3, and it seems like a rather poor choice for burn deck here. Obviously, we want to play it first. And I will definitely keep this, as this will allow me to play a turn 2 Pack Rat. and then I can just start making it very large right afterwards. So, I mean, since he could have a black spell to kill this, but I do feel fine running it out. He'd have to have an ultimate price. He didn't see anything in my deck, so I don't know whether or not have it, and clearly at this point he did not. And here I'm just going to make another one. He's not playing anything, so not terribly concerned. Definitely get rid of that. It's a card I'll never play. I may actually use the sweeper, although that's also unlikely. So paying for that mana, paying for that to be untapped, and not using it strikes me as he could be representing something as simple as Putrefy here. Obviously, we'll see what he has here in a moment. And then here, I think discarding the land's probably the best choice. Okay, so I mean, it's just obvious. It's just it is a removal spell, but not one I'm terribly worried about. Interestingly enough, if he had waited until the token had come into play, he would have gained one more life. And here I'll just cast Bump, and it's an extra 3 damage, so, and I still have cards to discard afterwards, so. Alright, and that's not something really to worry about. I mean, he can swing in the air, of course, but I don't think he can afford to do that right now, as I'm threatening a lot of damage with the pack rats. Problem is now he can use that. Which does cause an interesting Elixir. He gains 6 life there. I still think the correct play for me is not going to be sacrificing a creature, at least this first time. If he wants to tap out to do that, I'll then get a swing in for 12 damage. And if I draw an untapped land, I'll be able to swing in for even more, yeah, so he doesn't attack here. The big difference is that means when he blocks, he can give it lifelink. I mean, at this point his creatures are too big for Magma Quake, so I'll have to get rid of that. And once again, I don't think I'm going to sacrifice a creature to stop that. If he wants to activate the Vault, he'd gain 11 life, but that really wouldn't put him in a position, because I'd be able to swing in for 20 the next turn. And then here I'm going to dump the Searing Spear. Even though it does 3 damage, I can play both a Pack Rat and discard 1 next turn. So here my opponent is just dead, I believe, as I swing in for 24. And he'll block, so I guess he's not dead. But he does lose both of his creatures, and I lose 2 tokens. And it puts him at 1 life. Which means even an untapped land will let me flash back either of the bumps to win. Not to mention all 4 tokens, so this game is looking pretty good. I do realize attacking with Pack Rats is definitely not your typical burn deck, but this is a standard-based one, so the options are a lot less limited. I'm still not sure if there's anything I want to actually anything more I want to sideboard in, if I just want to leave the Pack Rats in. I mean, if he's playing large creatures, which looks like it's just his plan, I think Pack Rats is probably my best option, unless I can hit him with early trouble for a lot of damage, so we will see what happens here. And obviously this is a mulligan. I'm going to go ahead and keep this one. It has some action. And I really do like sometimes just hitting someone for 6 to 7 damage right in the first turn. However, he did play a card, so it's not going to be quite as much. I will probably Searing Spear the Absence Pilgrim. Usually in a burn deck, you just want to aim it all at your opponent's head. With him playing large creatures like he is, though, I don't think I can afford to give him the extra mana acceleration. I'm not going to Miracle that at this moment. I put that in there mainly because it gives you a chance to refill your hand in the later game. Obviously, drawing it right now is not good when I have a full hand of cards that I mostly want to keep. So here, I think our opponent is just representing another Tribute to Hunger in the hopes that we play a Pack Rat and he can just kill it. So I'm going to use the Fire as a Firebrand here. And it looks like he's also stuck on mana, which is a good thing for us. And at this point, I think I'm just going to go ahead and hit him for 6. If he draws a land, I don't know what is in his hand. He could easily have something that would mean that he'd play a couple of cards. So I'd rather hit him for 6 now than hope he misses on land or a Farseek. Here I'm obviously mainly hoping for a white source. It's not the worst thing in the world, as it'll be repeatable damage. I just need to hope my opponent continues to miss on land drops at this point. Unfortunately, I'm not drawing very live myself at this point. I really don't want to play Reforge the Soul at this point. I want white sources to be able to hit the Boros Charm. I mean, at this point in my hand, I have 11 damage. We'll see what my opponent plays here, yeah. I mean, it's a 3-turn clock for me, although I can kill it. I think at this point I do have to kill the Dead Bridge. I mean, I have 3 Boros Charms now, so I will get to kill him if I draw a white source, even though it'll take me 3 turns. I'm starting to debate on actually playing the Reforge the Soul at this point. Mainly because it'll fill up my hand and potentially give me something to actually use against him. My only concern is giving him also potential answers. I mean, if I can draw a white source here, I should be able to win, assuming he doesn't have an unflinching courage, which would pretty much ruin my chances of winning. Unfortunately, that is definitely not a white source. I still have another turn to draw a white source, so we will see if I can manage to do it. An important note is this deck, I don't actually own 4 Clifftop Retreats, so I'm playing 4 Dragon Skull Summons, even though I have more white than I do black. And that's where I'm just going to go ahead and concede. And we'll see you in round 2.